Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Alright, once your car is jacked up in the air just like you see right here, the next thing you want to do is there's a bolt behind the engine over on the passenger side right here that's got to come off. The other three will be taking off from the bottom going up. This one right here is actually our starter bolt, and we really can't see behind there, but the best way to do it is take your 17 millimeter wrench. That's what I'm using here. I'm using a 17 millimeter, and we're going to take our wrench, and as we go in behind here, we're going to feel around until we feel that the nut, and then what we'll do is we'll loosen it up, and it should loosen, but the bolt won't spin because that is a starter bolt. That's the upper starter bolt that has the head of that bolt is a half moon crest on it that locks into the starter. Once we've loosened it up, what we'll do is reach back in there, and hopefully, if everything goes well and this bolt isn't all grungy and grimy and full of shit, we should be able to take it off just like that. And now it's time to go under the car and loosen the other ones. Alright, you actually won't be able to see exactly where I'm going. I'm doing this for instructional purposes to show you, basically line you up where everything is bolted on. Now, we loosened our bolt up on the top over on the passenger side. Now we got to get the other three out. There's only 4 bolts that hold this motor in. And what we're looking at here, we're looking at the 2 right here. There's one located right here in this area, and there's another one here, and then there's another one right on the top. Now don't forget that we still have to pull our fuel line out, so I'm going to reach up around the transmission. I'm going to pull that fuel line out of there to make sure that it's loose from the motor, because we don't want to break that fuel line. I'm sorry, I'm talking the throttle cable. The fuel line's actually right here. Remember I loosened that throttle cable? Well, we got to get it out of the motor. So I'm going to reach up inside here just like so. I'm going to feel where my cable is. Here it is right here, and then we'll go ahead and pull that out because we got to have that cable loose from the engine before we pull the motor out of the car. Another thing that we have to loosen from the engine itself is the heater box control cables, and those are going to be just like the throttle cable. The way the throttle cable is going to have those cable connectors, and there's going to be one on the left and one on the right, so you want to get those off of there just like that and leave those hang there. Try not to bend that cable because that cable is different. It's not actually really a cable, it's actually a piece of wire. And then you want to take out your connector just like this and go ahead and put it in your bucket of parts so you don't lose it. And now we're ready to go ahead and remove these bolts here, but before we do that I want to go ahead and remove that top bolt, which is located up inside here, and you're going to have to reach up in here just like you see me and feel it because it's really a pain in the ass, but we will get it off. man. Motherfucker. Fuck. Bitch. This fucking shit hanging down. Damn. Can't fucking get in there. Got the fucking AC fucking lines everywhere. Shit. Motherfucker. Oh man. We should be able to do something. And this bolt here is going to be basically just like the other one. Once you get it loose, it should come right out with no problems. Okay, it's loose in there, so we're just going to leave it in. Here it comes. Okay. And you can see how much of a bitch that is to get out of there. You want to make sure that you put that back in the car, back in your motor when you reinstall your engine. And then the final last two, which are pretty easy, are located right here and right here. And what we're going to do on that, we're going to use an open-end wrench and just bust them loose. And then that will take care of the bolts that we have to remove. Now, this engine that I'm removing, it only has 4 bolts in it. Actually, 3 nuts, 1 bolt, I'm sorry. And the bottom ones here are actually studs. So... and if they're full of slime and grease like this one, it's going to take a while to get it off. This is the easiest way, is just use your open end wrench and take your time to get them out. Now we went ahead and removed one more thing I want to show you, and that is this right here. This is our heater box connector. You want to make sure there's one on the left and right, and that actually hooks up to the heater box itself. That's what blows the hot air, and so you want to disconnect that. And then we also ran into a problem here. This car used to have air conditioning on it. Make sure that if you are one of these guys that get these cars that used to have air conditioning, you want to go ahead and remove all of the old air conditioning hose out of the way. That was really giving us a problem up here as we were working on it, because it was so bundled up I couldn't get that top bolt off. So we'll be removing all this old nasty hose out of the vehicle once we get to that stage. Let's go ahead and pull the engine out. I'm going to leave the camera down here so you can see how this thing comes out. And yeah, let's get it out. Now as I'm doing this, I want to explain to you, it's very important that you get your car up to the highest level off the ground that you can. Because if you don't put it up too high, what's going to happen when you drop the motor down, the motor isn't going to be able to slide out. So it's very important to make sure that you jack it up as high as possible. I'm going to go ahead and put a block under this because I don't want to ruin that engine. And then what we'll do is we'll just jack it up. And you're only going to jack it up to where it's loose and level, because the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and jiggle it around and pull it away from the transmission. Okay, we got our exhaust loose. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Tony, if you can grab that side over there so it doesn't fall on us. Oh shit, it's still stuck. Here we go. And just to let you know what we're talking about, this is a header system for a Volkswagen. This was eliminating our process. This was stalling out our process from pulling the motor out because this is actually a bigger system than the stock muffler. So we had to pull that out, and now we are actually ready to go ahead and pull the motor out of the car. And look at what we got here. Look at this. That fucking heater box wasn't even bolted on, dude. I hate to say it, but whoever worked on this motor and put this motor in here needs to stay away from Volkswagens. Now what I'm going to do is I am prying the motor away from the transmission. You just move the jack with it, okay, Tony? And what I'm doing, I'm releasing the pilot shaft from the transmission out of the clutch assembly. There you go. Once you feel where the motor drops, you can now start jacking it down slowly, if Tony can do that. Because there's only limited space here. Just let it down slow. There you go. And you might have to jiggle it. Hold it right there. We still got a bolt here. Okay, now we're out. Okay, if you can go ahead and jack it slowly down easily. Come on, it'll come right out. There you go, come on. Okay. And then it'll start falling out. And as you're jacking it down, you got to pull out with the jack. You got to pull out with the jack because it's going to start going. There you go. Okay, hold on now. Jack it down some more a little bit. Let it get centered on the jack. And look what happened there, Tony.
Fuel line, I see.
Yeah, you need to fucking put the
jack from sliding
okay, leave the jack right there. Put the clamp back on the fuel line. How the fuck did that happen? Alright, what we're going to do next, once we have it down, we're just going to go ahead and pull the jack out just like that. Did you see what I just did?
That was pretty good.
We'll get the block out of there if Tony can lift up on that side. Lift up on that side, watch your hands, let it down. And then the motor should slide out if you have it jacked up high enough. I see that it's not jacked up high enough, so what we'll have to do is grab that motor just like so. Oh look, I did jack it up high enough. And we have now removed the engine from our Volkswagen. Well, thank you, sir, thank you. If you look in this area here, this was where the bolt was that I was having problems with getting up inside there. And then of course here's our two studs right here where we took our nuts off. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to bring our engine over here. We're going to go ahead and replace the clutch system in our new engine. We'll go ahead and take all the stuff off the other engine that we're going to use and swap it all out, and then we will be ready to go ahead and reinstall the engine back into the car.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.